What's up, guys? Just got a brand new PC. Got me an MSI one, as you just seen. I want to take everything a little bit more seriously and obviously play some games on good settings. Not that my laptop was anything bad, but I'm just saying that this one can do what the other previously one couldn't, and record at the same time. Now that I got the Elgato parts in, which I'll make a separate video simply because I did not have a good time with that. I don't like Elgato products. But anyways, back onto the PC I just got. I got the MSI, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Aegis or Aegis sounds about right, but that doesn't sound right to me in my head either. So here we got the line of products that they offer right now, and the Aegis. Crucify me in the comments if you want. We got the Infinite series, the Trident series, and the Codex series. They also got Creator series for content creation PCs, all-in-one PCs, and mini PCs. And it seems like the Aegis is the starting ones, aside from laptops and just offering straight gaming gear, motherboards, and parts in general. So that's kind of where I'm landing in. I did not buy this MSI computer through MSI. I actually got it through Best Buy, simply because that's usually where I do all my shopping. So here we actually have the actual listing that I had. As you can see here at Best Buy, the price was $2,229, and almost $200 more for the same one from MSI. So you get a little bit of a discount, but I think it just goes on to state the fact that this is a 1TB SSD, and this is a 1TB M.2 NVMe SSD. I'm not too sure, since I need to check it out, but I'm pretty sure mine's a M.2 SSD simply because I've already tore into it before, and I'm pretty sure it's on through a SSD, but I don't know if it's the NVMe or just a regular one, or what type of actual SSD is in there. So that might be the $200 difference. Other than that, the specs should be about the same. The reason I'm making this video is simply because, one, I need to get more used to making content creation videos. Also, I want to point out the fact that prices fluctuate in the PC market so badly. I've been hunting for a PC for a while now, something that wasn't my laptop, simply because I can't put a capture card in it. And I was hoping, so I feel like this video, if you guys enjoy my content, if you guys want to see more, go ahead and click subscribe and all that jazz, so you guys can see future videos. I'm definitely going to do one on capture cards and console gaming, simply because that's going to be my little area on what I do videos on. But what I've stumbled upon recently is that the capture cards that go inside of PCs are almost on par with the capture cards that are USB plugins. You put your own memory card into it, and they're the same. So I have an Elgato one, right? It has a 4K 60 pass-through, and I'm so struggling software-wise to get that shit going, and it took me forever just to be able to record in 1080 60 from my Xbox. I was hoping I could, in theory, right, it could record in 1440p, but the way that this console operates, and PlayStation has their own thing too. They have their own settings you got to mess with in order to even be able to record certain parts of game footage, because the console itself will tell the capture card to your software that, hey, there's X piracy settings going on, stop recording. And it's got its own shebang. The thing with the Xbox is that it auto what's the word I'm looking for? So if you plug it in, it'll automatically read what the best settings are for it to be running at, and it'll do that. So with the Elgato, if you can set your settings up to 1440p, it'll run for a few seconds, and then it'll automatically switch your settings down to 1080. So now you can't just play at 1440p and record at 1060. It'll force your resolution on your monitor back to 1080 60, which is the most annoying thing ever. This video isn't about that, but I just want to express my experience that has already been with Elgato products. Now I should have listened to my gut and got myself an AverMedia capture card, simply because I've already trusted all their products before, and I haven't had a single issue with their products. So I think I'm going to lean that more, but I already went ahead and bought this one simply because it was already there at Best Buy when I got the PC. And I was like, I don't want to wait. I just want to dive in, try messing around with stuff. And yeah, I've been doing all that jazz. But back to the PC itself, I think I got a pretty good deal. As you can see here, the Aegis RS PC here is almost 2,500 plus tax. Over here at Best Buy, it was 2,299. Granted, I think I paid a little more, like 2,380 plus tax and whatnot. So as you guys saw earlier, I'll go through the pictures. As you guys saw, this comes with the RGB insides. It's got an AI cooler. Now, one thing that a lot of people have mentioned about the AI cooler in this certain model, in this specific one, based off reviews, is that the AI, I think it's called the AI, is too small. I think it's like a 120 millimeter, and I think most people are upgrading to the 240 millimeter to get more heat out of this. And I think they've replaced the fans too, or they add another fan for pushing out the thermal takes. I keep hearing, I haven't tested it out, that the interior CPU tends to hit about 80 Celsius or higher on the average when you're playing at 4K 60, and that's very worrisome for people. I don't think I've ever seen, at least I've never run it past 77 Celsius, the temperatures. So I can't say that I'm having any throttling or heating issues. I think it's fine so far. I just put the fans on at 100 at all times. They're loud, but they're not that loud. Here, I'll put the mic next to the fans real quick. But yeah, you can change all of the RGBs. It's a really great PC so far. I haven't had any issues. Most people, I think there's only like 2 bad reviews of somebody getting their PC broken on opening. But they also stated that the box was really bent out of shape. It looks like they were tossing it around and whatnot. It's pretty horrible. But yeah, it came with peripherals, a keyboard, and a mouse too. But I'm just using my peripherals that I already had. I already had like the Razer keyboard and mouse. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm not gonna throw more money at it just for the sake of it. So here are the specs. One, it's got an SSD storage. It's gonna come with it comes with Windows 10, and it's already ready for Windows 11 whenever the heck that ships out for everybody. It's obviously a black and MSI, made by MSI. It's got an Intel iCore i7 1107K, 8 cores. We got DDR4. It's got the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080. It's got Wi-Fi 6 capabilities for those Wi-Fi 6 routers. It even comes with 2 antennas in the back, so you can get some better reception. Obviously, you can't have your PC too far away. I don't think the range is that far. It doesn't claim here how far the range is, but based off the antennas and the Wi-Fi card, I don't think it'll go that far. Most of those usually don't. And it's got an audio deck for 7.1 HD audio. It's actually pretty good. In the back, it's got a lot of plugins for different types of audio setups for surround sounds and whatnot. Obviously, the only thing it's missing is the optics, the audio optic, but that's fine. Most people don't use sound bars on their PCs anyways. They slap them onto their TVs or monitors. So far, I think it's good. I think the price range for this is a little bit better than the competing one. I think this only because it comes with a 2 terabyte hard drive, which I have. I have a 1 terabyte and a 1 SSD, so it's not too bad. Amazon just has inflated prices beyond all hell. Like, I don't even know what these prices are right here for some of these, but here they got, the reason why I could see them being more expensive, they got 32 gigabyte of RAM, 64 more SSD and storage. But I mean, look at these prices, 3,600. Granted, I think you're better off buying the base model like I did, and then just putting in your own upgrades. And hell, you might even have your own 2 terabyte, 5 terabyte hard disk drive, and you don't need the rest if you're using just for storage. So look at these. Nah, I don't like messing with Amazon because their prices are super inflated, and it's not just for PCs, it's for anything on Amazon, just because of Prime and fast delivery. So every reseller goes to resell on Amazon these days. So unless you really need that item, I don't suggest buying from Amazon right now. At least Best Buy keeps things simple and whatnot. But yeah, you know what? Screw it. I say we go through some reviews ourselves, just so you guys can get a better understanding what I'm talking about. And I think it'll be a lot more fun this way to actually read them. So you know what? We'll start off with the two bottom ones, and I think these are the two that I've quoted before. So it says here, for this one, 1 star, broken. Got it today, and liquid cooling fan is broken in half. Now that sucks. Wasn't my experience, but that sucks. Unlucky guy here says 1 star, did not work out of the box after troubleshooting. I picked it up yesterday and returned it today. After unboxing and removing shipping package from including the internal foam, packaging KMV, monitor indicated no signal. Tried different HDMI cables and monitors, nothing. Went and bought a brand new monitor with a display port, nothing. Only one time for a split second monitor displayed the BIOS splash text, then nada. Looked like the BIOS was corrupted. My time is valuable and a computer should work out of the box. After 20 plus hours of troubleshooting, Googling, YouTubing, and MSI website help, search, nada. Seems to have all the components that I would want in a PC, but unfortunately I must classify this PC as garbage. Straight trash, fire, dumpster fire. The box had major damage when I picked it up at the store too. See, that's an indicator that should tell you that, hey, this PC is probably going to be a 50-50 when the box itself is damaged. The one that I got, it just have scuffs marks and a little bit of, from it being shipped around, but there's no dents or anything. But that sucks, my friend. I know these things are true. I don't want to take away from these two people. That sucks. But that's the reality of, like, shipping life. Things can come in broken. Let's see the 2 stars. AO fan causes return. 2 stars by Nell. Everything was great till the AIO fan started to squeak and had to return because the noise was unbearable. 2 stars. MSI 3080 Mystic Lights issue. Had to return it. Second day of the use, the Mystic Lights stopped working. After a call with MSI and some troubleshooting, they told me because of some hardware issues. 2 stars. So it's not too bad, right? AI fan noise kind of sucks. Mystic Lights weren't working. These are very viable reviews. That has to suck for these people. Alright, there's no 3 stars. That's kind of crazy that there's no 3 stars. You'd think that that'd be the middle range for everybody. 4 stars. Okay. Fantastic PC. Mine came with a 3080X Trio LHR. Purchased for gaming, not mining anyhow. Temps were mid 80s for the CPU until going into BIOS and locking all fans at 100. It's kind of what I did. No, it's not loud, and temps are now mid 70s. GPU runs 80ish. The RGB works as it should. Added a 2 terabyte N970 Evo Plus. Keep in mind that you will have to obtain the standoff. Screws on these items did not come with the PC, which is true. You don't get the screws. You don't get extra screws. And if you want to put in an M.2, you better have your own screws because they don't come with extras. Memory is okay, but the XMP was not turned on in BIOS, so I will be defaulted to the 266 and not 3000 upon arrival. We'll upgrade to 3600 eventually. The stock is M.2 but fast, but not Gen 4. Motherboard is a Z7 590. Pro Wi-Fi will reveal reviewed model. Other than the eventually going with the 240 millimeter rad on the top. System is well built, much better thermals than the other pre-builts with only 2 fan setups. Filters are easy to access, one on top, one on the bottom under the PSU. With the GPU market the way it is, pre-built was a viable option to attain one, and the price of this PC was 10% off, was within most of the building ones myself with MSRP pricing, which is what I've stated before. This was about $200 less from most places. Granted, $200 to $2,000 isn't a whole lot, but it's still 10% off other viable options. So other than that, it is a great deal right now if you can get your hands on it. 4 stars. That was by Torque Wrench 007. Great username. All right. Great system, but needs better cooling by Nuggets. 4 stars. Overall, I'm quite satisfied with my purchase after putting it into a larger AIO and extra exhaust going into buying this pre-built. I didn't have my worries of the two 120mm IO cooler on MSI sites. They recommended a 2080mm AI cooler for the i7 700K. Straight out of the box, cooling is an issue for the CPU heavy gaming task. Hit the throttle limits of 100cc while playing Warzone, crashing the entire PC. Having 3 intake fans that are covered by the case, front panel, and the AI for only exhaust made the system heat up quickly. Alright, so to answer that little take right there, yes, it's being blocked by a bit of a covering, but there's a bit of a sliver right in the middle where the 2 panels meet up, and behind that is another like a lint catching dust proof thing so that dust doesn't reach into the PC. I'm guessing they do that to create suction, but granted, I can see why people would rather have an open panel. But you also, depending on where you live, you might just completely cover your PC in dust. So it's a 50-50. I think it runs great here. I don't really get much dust in here aside from the occasional dusting once a few months, not every other day. I lived in a place where it was just dusty all the time. Broke 2 Xboxes. Okay, going back to what I was saying, having 3 intake fans, nope, I read that. As an interim solution, I removed the cases from panel to allow full airflow through the intake, which is covered by a filter. Yep. However, this wasn't enough for long enough sessions and would have to remove the side tempered glass as well. While improved airflow and allowing heat to escape, the case lowered the CPU temps. It still ran hot, and while allowing dust to enter the build. Yep, you don't want that. After changing the AI to a 240mm AIO top mounted as an exhausting, adding a 120mm exhaust in the back to see temps runs high at 40s, low 50s max settings. I know that I will end up changing 3 front intake fans as well, but this is due to the fact that I bought a Corsair AIO in addition to having fans, and the MSI RGBs were unable to operate through the Corsair's command core. Undervolting the 3080 here is highly recommended for decreased GPU temps as well. Very easy to do, and YouTube will help you easily. Overall, getting that MSRP takes the sting out of the additional money that was put into it. Just takes a couple of hours in improving the cooling. Now, that's kind of what I brought up earlier. You're going to be able to put in whatever you want into this PC. It works well. The case is big enough for you to do different things to it if that's what you want to do. So this just kind of states the previous reviews. I think it's great. I don't want to go ahead and read all of it because I'm going to spend like an hour reading this and then it'll turn into a 30-minute video. I'll just go ahead and read some of the 5-star ones off the top. So this is Melman, 5 stars. Great pre-built with premium parts. This is a great pre-built. If you want to build a build, go ahead. Might save you a few bucks and the joy of building, but if you want to plug and play right away, get this. It comes with an MSI Z590 Pro motherboard, good motherboard, but easy replaceable in the future. 16 gigabytes of XPG D10 RAM. I right away switched this to some RGB Corsair Pro, but the XPG isn't terrible RAM. Log into BIOS to unlock RAM speed. Mine was set at 133 megahertz. This SSD is a Data Swordfish 1 terabyte, which is fine. Now why would you buy this pre-built CPU and GPU? I don't know if you, whatever, sounded weird. CPU Intel i7 is a beast. Thermals are great. I played multiple games and thermals stay below 80s. Warzone is the only game that pushed it to that high for me so far. Destiny, R2, Horizon, some games and CPUs stay in the 60s and 70s. That's been my experience. I've never seen it go too high up there either. People have mentioned that thermals are a big high, but that can also depend on where you live, I guess. I'm in Jersey, which is cool weather now. I did add a dual fan cool master on top of the case, so that may be helping a bit with thermal. MSI Venture 3x10C OG. Oh my god. OCLHR. Yes, it is LHR, but if you aren't crypto mining, then that's not a big deal. The thing is a monster. The GPU alone is half the price of the desktop. Inflated prices right now, obviously. Thermals again are great with 60s and 70s average benchmark attached. So here's this Mel, I think that was his name. His benchmarks, it's 16251. It's great. 160 frames per second. CPU scores, graphics scores, and it looks like it's about mid here on, or unless he's a purple line, I don't know. Yeah, this is Melman. All right, one more, and that'll be it. So Superstar says awesome performance, 5 stars. First Beast 3080 is so awesome. GPU MSI 3080, Ventus 3x OC LHR, RAM XPG Gamix D10 16 gigabytes, 2 8 gigabyte cards of DDR4. It has shown excellent performance as a 3A game. Temp is about 70-80, a little bit different from the guy on top, occasionally hitting 90. It is very quiet because it's IO liquid cooling. Don't know whether LHR version GPU would influence the performance when running deep learning projects. Maybe I'll try it later, or someone else could kindly tell me. Thank you. That was pretty short. I think that was a good indicator of a lot of people saying that, you know, it runs pretty hot, but I mean it's an i7 and a 3080, so depending on how you're gonna use it, you might need to upgrade some of the heating elements or cooling elements. All right, you know, one more just for the hell of it. Striker7785 says, totally blown away, 5 stars. I purchased 2 of these machines for my wife and myself. First of all, the level of production MSI put into place to keep this machine from harm was astounding. See pictures. See pictures. It's true though. It comes with a lot of foam. This is kind of how you get into it. Big old thick piece of foam in here that is suited for all your components. Love it, man. It looks like you're barely starting off your setup. Love it. Okay. I've been a fan of Asus for many years, but couldn't find a desktop computer that I wanted until my brother recommended MSI. The computer is so beautiful but quiet at the same time. I was worried about the reviews of overheating. I installed Core Temp app to keep tabs on my temperatures. Warned me if my temp exceeds 175 degrees Fahrenheit. As long as your PC stays under 175, it's normal. I love the MMO games, and I've been playing EVA Online since 08. Tested the PC with the game with all the graphics set on high. The temps maintained between 104 and 111. Naturally, when I dropped the graphics to medium, temp drop. I had to overlock on all my gaming systems over the years, but never use it as well as it will increase temp quite a bit. Other than that, I'm quite happy within the first 24 hours of owning this desktop. So there you go again, guys. I guess one of the bigger things here is going to be throttling, heating, temperatures, you name it. But I feel like a lot of that stuff you'll be able to upgrade. Kind of like the first person said, you'll that $200 that you have eventually saved, you'll actually have to end up probably throwing it back in. As for myself, I probably won't be doing all of my high-end gaming on my PC, so I probably won't be upgrading that. Probably unlocking my RAM, but since I'm using my Series X to do all my gaming, it seems counterproductive since I have a 3080. And I know everybody's going to be like, oh, you got the 3080, you got to use that to game. And maybe I will. Maybe I'll play Cyberpunk the way it was intended on my PC. Probably some other PC exclusives. And we'll see where it goes. I don't know yet. But for what I'm using my 3080 right now for my Aegis gaming computer, it'll be great. So here are my honest thoughts, guys. For the price range that I bought this PC, obviously, it's great. It should probably be a lot less, but you know, supply and demand right now. Not enough graphics cards to go around, not enough CPUs to go around, not enough chips to go around. So, you know, prices are inflated. Sucks to buy a PC these days or PC parts, but here we are. Now, my little review here for the Aegis, where I think everybody's coming in to click on this video for. I think it's great so far for the price range. And the parts that are inside, and it gives you a lot of room to upgrade and put in new stuff into your PC. I guess time will tell. I've only had it for about a week so far. Playing games on it has been real fun. I've only really tested it out with Resident Evil. I don't really own a lot of PC games. Everything else I do on Xbox, which is gonna be fine. A good combo. I bought it to stream and edit videos, and so I think it'll be fine for what I actually got it for. I don't really need more. Might eventually have to update the storage and the RAM, but other than that, I think it should be fine. I'll keep making more videos as it goes, but so far so good. If you're on the fence about buying this, then I really think if you have the opportunity, as everything tends to sell out with PCs, then I definitely think you should look into it. But yeah, thanks for sticking around, guys. Thanks for the views, the likes, and whatnot. If you guys have any comments down below about the PC, your thoughts, go ahead and drop them down below. Let me know, and I'll try to get to you guys. There's some videos that don't even tell me that people commenting, so go ahead and drop a comment down below, and I'll try to get to you guys if you guys have any questions about the PC. And until next time, guys, stay tuned. I'm gonna make a video for the Elgato capture card with the Xbox. I'm a setup and everything, and explain my horrible experience going on with that. But yeah, go ahead and stick tuned for that. Hit the bell notification to be aware when that video goes live. And thanks again, guys, for sticking around. Peace. So I was just editing the video that I just finished recording, and I was like, you know what? It doesn't sound right. Why am I saying Aegis? Aegis this, Aegis that. That's not right. Let me YouTube it real quick.
Aegis.
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 As someone who bears the name Aegis, thank you for possibly helping the people to pronounce it the way that it contradicts to how it was being called. Aegis is a word of the Greek origin, and it's pronounced Aegis, not Aegis. I've been pronouncing this word for ages. Me, who's been calling it Aegis. I've been calling it Aegis on League my entire life. Aegis / Aegis / Aegis of the Immortal. I've been calling it Aegis all this time. Alright, so I'm not the only one. God damn it all.